What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And hey, this is a follow up. I know we did a video earlier this morning, or it published earlier this morning, about Trenton and the fact that there could be a new engine or V8 coming there. And with the phasing out of the 3.6, or, they make that in different places, but the phasing out of the 3.6, could we see Trenton North and Trenton South focus on some new V8 power plants? Well, according to some people that are working there and some job postings that I've been able to find, it looks that way. We'll talk about all that and more right after this. Quick break to thank today's sponsor, Delete Me. One thing that's changed about scams over the last few years is that they're a lot more personal. It used to be obvious spam, right? Now scammers do their homework. They know your name, they know where you live, they know your phone number, and sometimes they even know what kind of car you own, or that you've recently listed one for sale. You ever get one of those phone calls? I'm calling about your extended warranty. And they're like just not legit, right? A lot of that information doesn't come from some massive hack. It comes from public data broker websites that collect and sell personal information. Delete Me helps remove your information from hundreds of those sites and keeps monitoring it because those databases are constantly changing. Think of it as reducing your digital footprint. The less information strangers can easily find out about you, the fewer tools they have to make a scam look legitimate. So here's my latest report from Delete Me. I'll put it up here on the screen so you can see it. And you can see like all the different stuff that they remove. It's great. Anyways, if you're serious about protecting your privacy online, check out Delete Me. You get 20% off using the link in the description. You can also use the QR code that's been on screen for the entire ad. It's one of those services that works quietly in the background but can make a real difference. Also worth mentioning, Delete Me has been doing this for over 15 years and everything's handled in-house, which I prefer when it comes to personal data. If you want to start cleaning up your digital footprint, go to joindeleteme.com/TK Garage and use code TK Garage for 20% off. Now back to the video. Major shout out to our sponsors, Delete Me, man. They always come through for us, man. They're a monthly regular sponsor and actually use their product, obviously. So let's get into this. So there's a current job posting for Trenton. It was posted on August 13th, and they specifically for underbody process engineer manager. Prismatic Engines, Trenton Engine, Trenton, Michigan. The posting says the person will be involved in developing, specifying, building, and launching powertrain manufacturing products, and specifically requires strong engine manufacturing knowledge. I agree with this here. That's a very strong clue that something new is being developed at the Trenton Engine Complex. I mean, we already know that Dundee's doing hurricane shit, right? All of that previous bullshit that we saw on the internet about the Hemi coming there, that ain't happening. Didn't happen, by the way. But could Trenton end up getting this new V8 engine, being either the 5.2 liter V8 or, could they put, and I know I've already seen some stuff and I've already done some research where people are like, well, the air conditioning is kind of not efficient there. They're not going to be able to do it. Like they have different rules and conditions they have to go by with their contract with the UAW. I get that too. The ceilings are not high enough to be able to have different types of robotic systems in there. I saw that. But that doesn't mean that they couldn't do that. I still think that they could do the 5.2 liter at either north or south and do whatever the 426 build is going to be at either north or south. And basically make that like the head of building their new V8 engines there. I don't think they're going to move the 5.7 from Mexico. And when we heard that, last summer, that was wrong, by the way. And me and Butter called that a mile away because we could see them still building stuff in Saltillo down in Mexico. I don't think that changes unless some massive tariff activity happens or USMCA gets completely blown up. I don't see the 5.7, 6.4, or 6.2 being built on this side of the border. Could I see a new 5.2, Hemi V8 or Magnum V8 or whatever they're going to call it being built here? Yes. Could I see a 426 monstrosity, whether it's twin turbo, supercharged, or naturally aspirated being built here? Yep, sure could. And I think Trenton is probably going to be that place. I mean, look, a lot of the stuff that I do, guys, is having common sense. You know that? Everybody thinks it's like some magical shit, but it's not. It's having common sense. You can see the job postings. I can see the images from in the plant where they just cleared out a bunch of shit. We know that they're going to be phasing out the 3.6 outside of using them as generators for the REV platforms. And that's even if the REV platforms make it and sell. Because I can tell you right now, if that Wagoneer comes out and nobody buys that shit and nobody buys the Ram, they'll cancel that shit in a year. It'll be gone. And then they have no reason to build any more 3.6s. So I'll leave the question to you. What do you guys think about this update where they're hiring people for Trenton, for the engine complex? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.